am very excited today. We are live with our own CEO of HSF Affiliates, Mr. Gino Blefari. Gino, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Marky.
Well, hey, listen,
Hey,
you know what?
Mark. Hey,
Yeah?
Mark. Chris Stewart is the CEO of HSF Affiliates. I'm
Oh,
the chairman.
I'm sorry. Okay. I apologize. All right. So give us your complete correct title. I apologize.
Okay. All right. I'll give it to you right now then. Um, I'm the chairman of HSF Affiliates, which has the brands Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, of course, and Real Living. And I am the CEO of the parent company Home Service of America.
Okay.
But our great Chris Stewart is the CEO of HSF
All right.
Affiliates.
I apologize. Please don't hold this against me forever. I know you're not going to let me live this one down. Darn it. Okay. All right. So, well, you know what? I so appreciate your time. I know you are busier than busy. So, you taking this time for everybody, so appreciate it. Appreciate
Mark,
it.
it's great to be here with you and your great team.
All right. Thank you, Gino. All right. I've got some questions for you. But I'd like you to start off. Listen, you have just incredible experience in the real estate industry over the last 34 years. Can you just take a few minutes? Because I know so many of our listeners don't know your background. Can you share your background?
Sure, be happy to, Mark. So I came into the real estate business in 1985 as my same year as you did, but as a matter of fact, right? We both
Yeah.
came in at the same year, didn't know each other then, and just like probably everybody in this audience, I started out as a realtor selling houses, and probably like some people in the audience, I struggled my first 6 months, and then it clicked, and I started to do very well. And then my little league baseball coach called me up and recruited me to his company. I became a partner there. We grew that company, Contempo Realty, to 650 agents. And while I was, selling houses and managing the branch and being one of the partners at Contempo, and then we sold it to Realogy. So we had a sale to Realogy, had a 5-year non-compete, did the Century 21 and Coldwell Banker. In fact, when I was Century 21, Mark, you may remember, because we had met. I think well, no, we met when I was part of Intero, so we still
Yes.
hadn't met. But I had 7 of the top 11 offices at Century 21 out of 6,300 offices. So that was pretty cool. Then we became Coldwell Banker. While at Coldwell Banker, I became a senior vice president of NRT, the company owned stores for Coldwell Banker. And then my 5-year non-compete was up, Mark. So then I started Intero, and that's when we probably met in 2002 or 3, And I remember Jeff Mandel put us
Yeah.
together then
Yeah.
at that point. And we met there. And so then I grew Intero from 2003 to 2014. And then, kind of out of the blue one day, I was driving in my car to the Los Gatos office of Intero to see Brian Crane. And I got a call out of the blue. It was the chairman of Home Services America, Ron Peltier, and he said, Warren Buffett bought a franchise network, and we're looking for a CEO. We want to know if you'd like to do it. It took me off guard. I said, wow. He goes, well, don't answer me now. I'll give you a call back in a week. He called back in a week. I said, Ron, that was, very nice. I'm flattered to the possibility that you'd even consider me for this, but I'm going to have to pass because I've already got a job. I own an independent company. It'll be awkward being an owner of an independent company and be part of a brand at the same time. And he said, well, we'll make that transition possible for you. If you accept this job, we'll buy Intero. So I said, well, how much why don't you just buy Intero? He says, no, it's part of the deal. You got to take this job, then we buy Intero. So that progressed along, and on May 17th, 2014, I sold Intero technically to Warren Buffett, which was kind of, very cool and very rewarding to me because, Warren looks at every investment so closely. And wants to, analyze it. So not only come to the conclusion he wanted to buy Intero, but he wanted to have me as the CEO all of his brands. And you remember, Mark, we were the first ones to be able to use the name Berkshire Hathaway. So some of it, my own effort and working hard, but so many circumstances, great mentors along the way, little luck here, little luck there, knowing this person, knowing that person, so many things got me from there on this journey, 1985, to right here today. And knowing you and being friends with you and learning from you was just part of the journey.
Well,
That's the quick version.
well, I know. And though we didn't meet until later, I knew of you at C21, but we had not met till after that. You've had incredible success, okay, through really everything you've done, okay? I think you're very comfortable with succeeding. And to that, what quality do you feel basically sets you apart? And would you say what qualities contribute to your consistent success?
I think, Mark, the biggest quality that would to that is I'm very, as you know, I'm very disciplined. Okay, and I'm just I just want to learn. So it's like I got this new app called what's that? Let me find my phone and I'll tell you 1 second. But I got a brand new app where they summarize they summarize these books, right? I probably listened to 10 books over the weekend because it was just a summary of the book. I got to find this because it's worth me telling you. This is Blinkist. Yeah, Dietrich, can you go ahead and see if you can read that on there? Can you read what that says? But in any case, yeah, I would say my the discipline and just wanting to continuously learn and improve. I think every week I've asked myself this question: what am I doing to improve so I'm better this week than I was last week, right? And all of the people that I associate with, I try to get them to do that same thing.
It's called Blinkist.
And I know.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's called Blinkist. Is that little app that summarizes all the books.
Blinkist. Cool. Listen, I know people will talk about what you just went over, but I know personally you live it on a day-by-day basis. We're both early risers, okay? And I know this on your side as well because many times you will call me at 5 a.m. in the morning while you're at the gym to give me your workout for the day update, which I love.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I love it. So can you give some advice for people how they could get more committed to their health, their wellness, and their fitness?
Sure, Mark. Here's what I would tell you. You just got to make it a priority. And that was like, and some people can work out in the afternoon, but I found myself that if I did it in the morning, if I made it a priority, get my mindset just right, and then boom, get right into the workout. And even being here with COVID and shelter in place, if I didn't do it first thing in the morning, it would be easy to miss. And so it just is creating, it's the power of a routine, the power of a ritual, those types of things. And I've just been very, very, very disciplined on that. When this whole thing started at COVID, and we probably heard so much about the COVID thing, but when it started, the first thing I did was grab a gratitude partner. I knew it was time to be grateful for everything. And I actually have, 9 of them now, because every time I told the story, somebody else wanted to be the partner. And that's a great way to start off that morning and start off that routine. But just being disciplined,
And I know you have a very specific routine in the morning. Can you just share a minute on what that routine is?
Yeah, sure. I could be happy to share that routine. It's and everybody's heard me talk about this, and now it's getting more and more popular. But I always talk about taking my meds, and meds is the acronym for meditation, exercise, diet, and sleep. Keystone habits that create small wins. I'm always looking for a small win. All right. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to have that quiet time. That quiet time now is walking the dog and having that quiet time. That's that beginning time where the meditation and prayer time of my day right there. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get into the my home gym or into the gym. And I'm actually walking longer now during COVID-19 because I'm not going directly to the gym because the gym's not open. So I get that great little walk, and then I get to my get to home where I'm going to have my little home gym and get my workout going there. So it's basically just having that routine of getting my headset. I will write in my journal. Perfect day. I'd write in the journal. Now, you've seen my success journal. I think I've emailed it out, and anybody on this call that wants it can have it. But what I've done recently now is I changed my success journal, Mark, to my regular journal. So essentially I'd have my to-do list on this side, and then I'd have my routine here where my gratitudes, the people that I'm grateful for, the 3 things that made me happy in the last 24 hours, and then I'll program the non-conscious portion of my brain. Now, I used to program it by saying, I am earning X number of dollars in the next 12 months, right? I am earning $10 million or more in the next 12 months. But what I did was during COVID-19, I stopped halfway through the page and I start writing down how I have perfect health and fitness, because I thought that was a good thing to program into the non-conscious portion of my brain, which is servile, right? It sets no goals of its own. It doesn't judge the merit or the value. It only tries to carry out the given order, right? So that's been a little bit of a change, because now I can go, there's June 4th. I know exactly what I did on June 4th, and I know who I was grateful on June 4th, and it's not in a separate journal. It's my regular old journal, and it goes up on the shelf. And, when you come by, when you come out to the house, when you come out to the beach house in Capitola to hang out with me, I'll show you journals going back to 1991.
I love it. And you know what? That's so impressive. And right there can tell everybody who's listening why you would be as successful as you are. All right, so we hear this concept called the new normal. Can you recommend to sales executives using like Zoom or Google Hangout how they can use that, okay, type of communication, the video conferencing, to generate more business?
Yeah, there's a number of ways that you could do it. What you might do is do a 15 to 20 minute your home value Zoom session. So this keeps you close to your past clients and your center of influence, and it keeps them off the portals of trying to find out what their home is worth, right? So you just flesh out you'll flesh out also just the sellers that are into research. Or you can do an offer how to buy a home Zoom seminar, right? That'd be a cool thing to do. You can do that. You can do the same thing with the buyers on there. So you can do a number of those types of campaigns. I think there was 10 million Zoom users when the coronavirus started, Mark,
Right.
and then in 2 weeks there was like 200 million users, right? Just is bizarre. So you can do community or neighborhood Zoom meetings, providing COVID-19 data. Those types of things, just get out there and get with your customers and do Zoom meetings. But I like the idea of, hey, how about a 15 minutes on what your home value is, and you do the whole thing on Zoom. It's almost like doing a market analysis for them on a Zoom meeting, and you're getting a chance to talk with them, right? Or buyers meeting on Zoom. 5 mistakes to avoid when buying during COVID. 5 mistakes to avoid when buying or selling during COVID. Those are great Zoom type topics.
Got it. No, love it. All right, this kind of maybe will take you a little bit back, and I know you're humble about this, but I just want to make sure everyone understands the power of this. You've been amazing at presenting the power of a brand, okay, even if it's a local brand over your career. You didn't really get into this. You're right, it was the short version, but you started Intero from scratch and built one of the most largest and most powerful brands in the California marketplace. Okay, and that's not an easy thing to do, okay, amongst all the competition. So now we have Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, who has more closed units annually than any other real estate brand in the United States of America, has unprecedented impressions, either through Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, or Warren Buffett. Okay, you can't turn on CNBC and not hear something about Berkshire Hathaway or Warren Buffett. I mean, it's amazing. It's almost daily. So, what would your advice be for a sales executive to best leverage the power of this iconic brand of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services to help solidify and grow their business?
Sure. So let me go with that. First, let's talk about the brand. Okay, let's talk about Berkshire Hathaway. And there's a group called Meltwater, and they measure the impressions of all the real estate companies in the media impressions. And when you take Warren Buffett and you take Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and you take Berkshire Hathaway Inc., and you take them, because we get a halo effect that nobody else gets. When Warren Buffett's in the news, it's Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, right, Mark?
Right.
That's just kind of how it is. Any case, we'll get 71% of the media mentions. All right, you couldn't buy that type of advertising. In fact, there's actually a formula that tells you how much a media mention is worth. And the overlap we get, the halo effect we get from Warren Buffett would be worth from, and I'll give you from January 1 to my last stats is like May 1st. It's $2.5 billion. And there's nobody spending $2.5 billion in an ad budget to get what we get as Berkshire Hathaway Home Services for free, being part of the iconic brand Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett. Now, to that point, what else would I do? Well, I would say that I would say this, if I was a real estate agent talking to my customers, Berkshire Hathaway has 4 pillars: trust, integrity, stability, and longevity, right? And essentially those are the pillars that Berkshire Hathaway is known for, and those are the virtues that I'm going to represent in helping you as a seller. So I would leverage the iconic brand and Warren Buffett and just our connection with Berkshire Hathaway as much as you can. You got to remember the parent company of Berkshire Hathaway, is a multi-billion-dollar international company with 400,000 employees and 63 companies, and many of these main brands that Duracell and Geico, Fruit of the Loom, and those types of things. So I'd make sure that everybody was kind of like aware of that.
Yeah, and you clued me in on a book. What was the book you were telling me about?
Oh yeah, right, Mark. That great for bringing that up. Yeah, that's a great book that everybody should read. In fact, I exchanged emails with the author of that book, Larry Cunningham. Is that? Yeah, Larry Cunningham, the author of that book. It's Berkshire After Buffett, and it was written in 2014. Wonderful book. And it talks about all the different companies of Berkshire and the unique culture of Berkshire.
I love
So
it.
yeah, that's a terrific book. One other thing that I will add for your audience here of your company that I didn't add in my little intro when you asked me to do that, but I believe, Mark, you're aware of this. I'm a California guy. I saw Silicon Valley go from a sleepy farming community to a world-class destination, right? That's what I did. But what a lot of people don't know is I was born in the Berkshires. I was born in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, in the heart of the Berkshire. The next town over, Lenox, is right where the textile mill was that Warren bought, So there's a Berkshire tie so deep with me. Everything is called Berkshire. Berkshire Bank, Berkshire Organics. The newspaper in Pittsfield, Massachusetts is the Berkshire Eagle. I had this Berkshire in the back of my head forever. But in any case, the name of the book, Berkshire Beyond Buffett. Great book.
I love it. See, it was part of the universe that you're doing what you are supposed to do today.
Yeah, Alan Dalton. I know you had Alan Dalton on there. He says I was cosmically ordained for this position.
There you go. I love it. That's so true. I have to tell you, Berkshire Hathaway sold their investment in airlines every single day. every day that you watch CNBC, okay, amongst other things, but that one, every day they talk about it. It is just so funny. So they're bringing up Berkshire Hathaway every opportunity. It's such a powerful thing. I just want to make sure people are talking about it and bringing that up to the public and not assuming people understand it, because it's so powerful to bring up specifically through a listing presentation or a buyer presentation. So
Yeah,
good stuff.
Mark, I didn't catch exactly what you said. What did you say about CNBC and Berkshire?
No, Berkshire recently, when COVID started, Berkshire sold its shares in the airlines,
Right,
and
got
that's
it.
been top of the conversation. It really doesn't matter why they're talking about Berkshire Hathaway or Warren Buffett, but they're just doing it all the time for different reasons. And so I don't care what the reason is. I just love that it's always part of the conversation.
Right.
Yeah, and I think the number, I think they had talked about there's 750,000 Berkshire Hathaway shareholders in the United States. And when you think about it, every one of those individuals are wealthy. Okay, because if they own Berkshire Hathaway stock, they're wealthy with what? Each share is over $300,000 a share, so pretty powerful. All right, so here's an issue that's certainly going on, and not only for our four markets in three states, but really all around the country. And inventory is low, very low. So give us your insight on some ideas of how you would recommend our sales executives locating listings for their buyers.
Okay, so to locate listings for your buyers. Number one, there's about 16.7 million homes that are owned by people like us that are non-owner occupied. So just a mom and pop investor.
Mm-hmm.
And I would contact your title company and get lists of owners' addresses and start a direct mail campaign, because investors aren't like the typical homeowner. They don't look at the properties with the same emotional intensity as we do. So you can do that with a connection, with a letter or a call. The other thing is I would go on to Airbnb and find out all of the owners that actually offered property Airbnb. I was one of them. I was Airbnb-ing my condo in Southern California for the last 4 years. And by luck, I just decided I was going to sell it before COVID hit. But right now, those are just sitting empty. And so there's some great things for that. So that's one way. Now, if you're looking for a neighborhood, let's say you got a buyer that wants to go in a certain neighborhood with a certain school district. Here's what I would do. I would do this. I would take a handwritten note, not an envelope, not like an envelope hand addressed with a stamp. I would make it look exactly like a handwritten note, and I would write that specifically to that homeowner that the Mark Stark family is just desperate to get their kids into this school district, and he's asked me to reach out to everybody. But it's a handwritten note, little note card, all handwritten, hand addressed, and a stamp. Much better than anything you could possibly do, because it looks like a note card, because it is a note card, and that one's going to get opened. Some of the other things, Mark, that you could do is right now, just make yourself prospect every single day. Prospect every single day. Grow your business referrals. Grow your network. Hit the small businesses that are struggling right now. They're struggling hard. Go hit that owner. Go talk to them. See how you can help them. Not sell their house. Just in general, talk with them. The topic will turn to real estate. It'll turn to real estate. I know a lot of us are leveraging social media. Facebook and LinkedIn. Become vertically integrated to do your client's experience. We got mortgage. We can help them with mortgage. We can help them put solar on their house. We can do home design. We can do insurance. We can do so many different things. So be the source. I'm just here to be the source to you in real estate, Mr. and Mrs. Potential homeowner. Your center of influence. Mark, this is a funny one, and I feel kind of almost embarrassed saying this to you right now. But if I was doing it right now, I'd farm the heck out of divorce attorneys. I've heard from COVID, with everybody being home, divorce rates are going to go way through the roof. Okay. Now, I mean, I know it kind of sounds funny, but that a divorce attorney is a great potential lead provider for you. I used to farm them. I used to farm them back in the day when I was selling houses, because you'd get deals where, hey, or just take this deal and go away. But right now it is, don't forget for sale by owners. Door knock the for sale by owner with a mask on, and just give them a little pat, hand sanitizer, and a few other things, and some pointers on that. Virtual open houses. We got agents doing virtual open houses, right? You hear about it all the time. There's plenty of stuff out there. I would have my name badge on all the time. I know it seems old fashioned, but even when you're 6 feet apart in the line at Starbucks, they look, they see you. Don't be a secret agent. So those are some of the things that I would be doing. Look at all the things we're supposed to do anyway. It's just a great excuse to do them right now. I mean, call your center of influence. Call your past clients. You're going to go, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But when is the last time you actually spoke to them? This is a great, great time to do it. And it's not when do you plan on moving. You're just checking in with them, right?
Yeah. Well, it's just so powerful. One of the things that you said regarding, going around in your neighborhood and stopping at the local businesses. Right now, people are open to communicating. You know what? When I'll go out to a restaurant with the family or whatever, and we'll sit down, we always break into a conversation of what's going on, either with the owner who's there, or they're seating us, the person, how's it going? We all want everyone to be successful. So it's very easy to open up into that conversation. And I think people appreciate it right now. And being able to hit all the businesses in your area that you normally shop or eat, I think is a great idea.
Yeah, they may have limited open. They may have limited time open from 10 to 3 at the dry cleaner, but make sure you go by there. All of those people are struggling,
Yeah.
support them. You know what I did to my dry cleaner? Here's what I did to my dry cleaner. Went in there, I asked her, how's it going? And she said, oh man, it's been real tough. Now, this is right when COVID started. So I said, I'll tell you what. I said, I'm going to pay you in advance. Here, ring up my card for $1,000. I got $1,000 credit toward dry cleaning. Now, when I came back, because I knew it was still tough, I said, look, don't touch my $1,000 credit. We'll wait till business completely recovers. I want you to charge me for this here. Oh, thank you, Gino. That's so nice. Here, let me give you a mask. She wanted to give me a mask because they were selling masks. I go, no. Let me pay for it. It's easy to do, and goes a long, long way with, you can really, really, really help people,
Yeah.
really help them.
Yeah,
Went
that's
into,
awesome.
went into Starbucks. Okay. Went into Starbucks when it first opened, Mark. And, they're just struggling so hard. And normally, because, I travel every week, which I haven't traveled since March 13th, right? I travel every week, and every week I always try to help people and tip them well. The guy at the Marriott there in Irvine, he'd put my bag in my car. I'd give him a $20 bill. It'd make his week. It'd be great, right? And I'd be happy with it. And I thought, you know what? I haven't spent a penny on any of that stuff. And I went into Starbucks in the early days, and when there were only 2 people working there, got my coffee and whipped out $100 bill. And I said, look, this is, you guys go, do something fun with this. Only 2 people, right? But those little things that you can do, and just talking with all the, everybody that has their own little business is struggling right now.
Yeah, no, it's so true. On social media, like, my daughters they do this TikTok thing, and you watch some of these videos on TikTok, and they'll come in there and they'll give the delivery person, $500, and people break down in tears, and they'll talk about how you don't even understand how important this is right now. We didn't have our money for our rent, and now we do, and so you're really hitting the heartstrings there, and you're affecting people's lives in so many positive way, and that's awesome. Now you mentioned, and you may have already talked about it, but I just want to make sure. When we were going live, a few minutes before we went on, we were talking about non-owner occupied properties. Did you have anything else that you wanted to share specifically about non-owner occupied?
Just that this is a great time to get them because they may be considerably more motivated, okay? Considerably more motivated to sell right now, and inventory is tight, right? And so the non-owner occupied would be someone doing like Airbnb, or even any, here's a great thing to do is just get the list of for rents, and rather than calling them up, just call them up and ask them if they thought during this this time here they might want to move up, or strike up a conversation, at least get a value so they can update their portfolio. You're just trying to create relationships right now.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, love it, love it.
But
Any additional, like key tactics, solid tactics that you would advise? You may have hit on these that you would recommend for agents to utilize to grow their business. I mean, separate from what we're going on, just solid tactics that you'd recommend.
Yeah, I mean, I would be big, Mark. I would be big into video, and I know they are. I mean, we're doing this video Facebook Live right now, okay? And it's because of COVID. There's a pretty good chance, Mark, that if we didn't have the COVID come up, okay, we wouldn't be doing this video right now,
Right.
right? And I would say let's take advantage as agents. Take advantage of video. It's the latest, and it's the best, and your people want to hear it. They want to see it. You keep them short though.
Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. Um, any further thoughts? Anything that you'd like to share to any listeners about any topic? Anything you'd like to
um
cover?
yeah, my only thing I'd like to do is people want to be around, your customers want to be around optimistic, positive people, right? And lucky for your great company, they have you as the leader who is as optimistic and as positive as they come, right? And I would just say this, a negative attitude is contagious, right? And so is a positive one. So make sure that you've got an attitude that is worth somebody catching.
I love that. I love that. Well, I want to personally thank you and your entire team. I have to tell you, as you know, we've been involved in other franchise relationships, and though we've been very blessed to have a lot of quality people to work with, I have never been in a situation where you're so proactive, you're so real. Gino, what makes you so great, if I had to pick a characteristic, is you truly know what sales executives and brokers are dealing with every day. You get it, and you lead with that understanding. And on behalf of our company and all our listeners, I'd like to personally thank you for your leadership and your support. As busy as you are, I can text you or whatever. And let me tell you something, even if you're in a meeting, you'll say, hey, brother, in a meeting, get back to you as soon as possible. And you always call me back. And I so appreciate that. It is so meaningful. And I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate you doing this today.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Mark. I appreciate all you do too, and I mostly, out of all these things, I really appreciate your friendship. It's been great being friends with you all these years, and it's great that we have this opportunity to work together, and hopefully many more to come.
You got it, my friend. Thank you. Have a great day. Thanks, Gino.
All right, team. We'll see you, Mark Stark, Berkshire Hathaway Nation.
You got it. Woohoo! And
Okay.
next week, everybody, chime in because we are going to talk buyer broker agreements. And we have two phenomenal top sales executives in Las Vegas that they don't do a deal without using buyer broker agreements. It's just part of who they are. And they're going to share all their secrets and what they do to make sure that you get a buyer broker agreement signed every single time. So look forward to seeing everyone there. Please don't forget to like and share today's video. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.